Hey everyone, Soundwave884, Transformers Studio Series review. In this review, take a look at Studio Series G1 Scrapper based on Transformers the movie, or the Transformers the movie. Again, we're lacking what they used to get in Studio Series, the backdrops that show a scene from the movie. Don't get that anymore. We got Scrapper here. We get 17 steps, get you all the way around. Turn the side, you get some box art or some art for Devastator. He is number 1 of 5. Collect and combine, turn the back, 17 steps all the way around. We do get a little shot of the movie here and a little blurb. Scrapper is the engineer and designer for the Constructicons. He combines with other Constructicons to form Devastator. And this side here, we get a little bit of the carryover of the shovel in the back of Scrapper from here. Now, I know people are like, it says he's 1 of 5. There's actually 6 who make Devastator. You got the 2 legs, the 2 arms, and the 2 that form the torso. That's because there's only 5 sets. There's only 5 things to buy. So you got Scrapper and Bone Crusher, Mixmaster, and I guess Scavenger are all separate, and you have Long Haul and Hook, who from the torso come together in a Commander class. So there's only 5 things to actually buy, but you can still get the 6 characters. And of course you get your handy dandy instructions. It doesn't show you how to get to leg mode, but you can kind of figure that out by just looking at, videos and stuff that have already been shown from the designers. Now, Scrapper also comes with the gun for Devastator. It does split into 2. It actually comes in 2 pieces like this. It can combine, but Scrapper can also wield these as 2 separate weapons as well. And he comes with his regular blaster that you can wield by himself, because I probably just have him using this. This right here is blast effect compatible. This, on the other hand, the main gun for Devastator, this does not fit. It just falls right out. And then the secondary part, the back part, is too small. You can't tap that in. So only this weapon here is blast effect compatible. Alright, so we start this video off with him in leg mode. And based on the pictures, he is like this because you actually can see his feet tabbed on the sides here. And I'm guessing these here are going to be used to tab into the thigh pieces that are going to come with a Long Haul and a Hook. Now I'm going to bring in the KO. This is the undersized version of the Combiner Wars Devastator. So this is the undersized KO. And same size, but that Devastator combined with the pieces coming up and tabbing, and that piece comes down and around. So these pieces will stay up. Now, in weight and size and quality, this is definitely a lot better than the KO. This is very light and flimsy. This is actually pretty hefty. And he's actually really solid. This weighs 2.3 ounces, I believe it was. 2.4 ounces. And this weighs 4.3 ounces. So he's a little more hefty. You still get that little ankle articulation. It's got a good snap in the KO. This one is very tight. I honestly thought I couldn't do it, but it snaps. So it's going to hold really good. I'm just afraid of cracking him. He's not, he feels really good in quality wise. He might look a little hollow in pictures. He's actually very good quality. Now we're going to take this one out of the way. We're going to bring in the original Combiner Wars Devastator or Scrapper for the leg. You see, a lot bigger. And this one, both are Voyager class figures. This one's more actually in Voyager scale from beforehand. But this one here weighs, I believe it's 5.6 ounces. And it's like I said, this is 4.3. So it's not that much, an ounce pretty much difference. And, it's a lot smaller than this guy here. And again, the shovel hooks in right here. It also has a little hook here that comes around, and we'll tap on that. So it really locks this shovel in, so it's not going to be sliding out. So he's going to give you good balance when he's in a combined mode. And the arms have elbows. These actually is bending backwards, and they do good locks. You got to pop it, and it pops into place. So it's going to hold. Now I'll put like the hollowness in the arms. A lot of it is to tab into the sides of the body. That's to hold it for vehicle mode and for leg mode. Now, like this right here could have been filled in maybe a little bit more because that dip fully isn't needed. But I guess to mold in the other parts, maybe they had to dip in a little bit. And you can see right here, this hollowness. It looks hollow. It's not really that deep. It just makes it look a little awkward in photos and stuff. And turn around to the back side. Let me see how this looks in reverse. I think it's going to be a pretty good Devastator. I think it's going to hold very well. Now, to get him into his vehicle mode, which is very simple from this right here, we're just going to straighten him up, snap that back, We're going to take his arms, and then we're just going to untab them. The only thing I really am afraid of over time on this figure is these tabs. There's this tab right there, and there's a tab down here. I just think this one here has more of a catch on it. I think repeated transformations, maybe over time, you might stress mark that, perhaps break it off. So I'm just letting you know that could happen. I don't know. It seems to be pretty sturdy plastic here, but just beware. Now you got a tab here, and it's going to lock into that right there. And you got a tab here, it's going to catch right in there. Of course, the two tabs there are going to go right back on the arm, so you're going to get all that tabbed in. And we're just going to lock all that together. And we got to do this side as well. Tab that all in. This piece here needs to be turned around. I think I might have to turn around. Yeah, do like that. And we'll just straighten them back up a little bit here. And we'll just bring this down. There you go. We have Scrapper in his vehicle mode. Rolls extremely well, and that's because the wheels are pinned in. They're not snap-ons or snap-ins. They are pinned in, and they get good friction. They roll. There's nothing stopping them. Nothing's going to catch it. It rolls really good. Bringing in the actual Combiner Wars, you can see a lot more massive in vehicle mode, especially that big shovel here in the front. And he's got the snap-on wheels, but this one still rolls pretty well. These actually spin pretty freely. I think it's because they're so big and monstrous, they're going to do a good job. This is when you get some figures, it's just horrible when the snap-ons. So both roll, both look very similar. The colors on the new Studio Series are more green. I'll say this is more of a yellowish green, very more bright or neon-like. This is a little more dull color, and I do prefer this over that. I guess this is more in the animation colors. This may be more like the toy color. Both transform very similar, have very similar aesthetics. The arms here, since they have elbows bend up, or does this go straight because there's no elbow bend. In the Hasbro release, Takara actually gave them elbows. Here you can see we get some paint on the tires. These are just straight black. I just feel like this got a little more love in this engineering and everything. This came on tab right there. I just think it's got a little more love in the engineering, a little bit better quality overall, I think, as well. He just feels better quality. And then this figure here, when I'm messing around with it. Now, weight-wise, you're going to get more weight out of this, but I think this how this one feels. He feels better than this one overall. Now I'm bringing in the undersized KO of Combiner Wars Devastator and Scrapper. You can see a lot smaller than the current Studio Series Scrapper. This is more of a deluxe size. This is still deluxe size in bot mode, but he's giving you a more beefy alt mode. This one still rolls pretty well, even for the pinned-in tires. Again, this color schemes, I forgot to flip this around. The color schemes are more like the Combiner Wars. This, again, more like the animation. Now, these guns here, they do tap on to Scrapper in vehicle mode. I know the wings that come with the, I think, the long haul and hook set can come off, just like the original Scrapper toy. It would hook on the back. That's probably what some of these little tabs are for here. Now, this gun here pins in on the side of this. Then you take this, you can see this little tab here. So I'm going to go right back here. So we'll just tap that in. Like that. When we take this one here, we got this slot right here. There's a tab back here. You just want to tab that on. Like that. And so then you can put some weapons on him in vehicle mode. A few more comparisons. Here is with Stunticon Drag Strip. You see the scaling there with him. And we'll bring in the Age of the Primes Armada Red Alert. Both Voyager. See scale there. Alright, so let's transform this bad boy into robot mode. It's very, very simple. I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to untab his arms. That. Out. And we're going to bring down the feet. Pull the back of this out. This is going to come down like this. I want to bring his feet. They tab into the back. It is a good tight tab too. Got that one. So these tab in really tight. Then we're gonna bring this down. Tabs are gonna go in these little slots here. Lock that in. Untap his leg. It's a good tab too, right here. I think repeat it on that too. Stress mark that one there. Open this up. head hides in here. That's the difference between the Combiner Wars and this scrapper. This Combiner Wars scrapper head just got pushed into his torso, his chest. This one actually folds into it, has that panel. Take his arms, bring him around, take his hands out, that, down and around, bring his hand out. Now it's got to fold the shovel to the back. Vehicle mode, you see the tab where it tabs in and locks. This time you just want to bring this up and around like that. And this sits on its back. Here you go, you got Scrapper into his robot mode. You take these, like I said, he can wield these separately with the pegs. Go in the hands. But I'm just going to give him his normal blaster. And there we go. Boom, boom. Scrapper, robot mode. Alright, so with Scrapper in robot mode, let's take a closer look at the figure. He does look pretty good, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are complaining about the hollow arms. That's really his only problem area. It would be the arms here and the hollowness. And I say my biggest gripe isn't necessarily that. It's the hands. Just because it has this piece here, which is fine when you fold it in. It's meant to close up on that. It's just, I don't know. For the amount of money you're paying, I wish they could have engineered it somehow where he had, actual wrist that could turn and get some wrist rotation and stuff like that. But that's my biggest complaint is just the hands. I'm not big when they have stuff overhanging their hands because then it just looks awkward to me. But that's like my biggest complaint. The arms, yes, they are hollow here. Like this and this are used to catch the tabs, so it has to be hollow in the middle. Because it's got to go over this piece here. So really the only hollow thing that's really, it doesn't need to be there maybe is this piece here. But I guess when they have to mold this, they have to cut that out. It saves, so it gets a little bit of money to cut the rest of that as well. This looks kind of awkward, but it's not that deep as it is here. But you got to see this as a thin piece of plastic anyway. But the plastic quality is good on this figure, I would say. The joints are really tight. They're all mostly pins. And they're done. Only loose one I kind of have is here in this hip. And you get to about there, it kind of closes, but otherwise it's not that bad. He's got good joints going forward. Back, you don't get much there though. You can get the full split. You got upper thigh swivels. The knees kind of really tight. They're good though. It's not like it's overly tight where you're going to break it. It's good tight for the amount of money you're paying. He's got good joints that are going to hold. Ankles for days. Like I said, no wrist. You get a bicep swivel. I folded that in. You get 90-degree elbow bends both ways, pretty much. That locks in for the foot mode. For shoulders, you can do more than a T, and you can spin it around. You got the big shovel, but that does move. And you got to work it around the tabs as well. And you kind of got this little joint here. It's kind of like a butterfly joint until you move shoulders back and forth. And then move this out of the way. Head, slight, not really an up, it just moves up. It's still looking straight pretty much. A slight down. 360 all the way around. I kind of wish they'd do a cut in the back so you can get some good up movement. But that's articulation. There's no waist articulation of this guy either. And that's because that's where the ankle tilt is for Devastator, just like in Combiner Wars. Alright, some comparisons. Here he is next to his animation model. He's pretty accurate. The only thing really missing is on his crotch, his waist area. He doesn't have the little lines going down it that he does in the animation. I didn't show it in the vehicle mode, but the vehicle mode, he has this solid cab part. But in the animation, that part is not. It's like hollow underneath. But I guess for the engineering and the fact what he's got to do, it's probably just easier for them to make a solid piece. Also, it's less likely to break being a solid piece like that because he's got to twist and turn. If it's like the other way, you're end up snapping those little things. Bringing in the giant Combiner Wars version, you see they are pretty close in resemblance, but he does get the crotch almost right. The red piece here is more toy accurate, as this one is a little more cartoon accurate with the chest, how that is all situated. The head sculpts are pretty much the same. The transformation on these guys is pretty much the same. I'll say the tabs on the new Studio Series, though, hold a lot better than the tabs on the Combiner Wars version. So, like I said, overall, I feel the quality of this figure is tops over that figure. Especially this is the Hasbro version, not the car version. I don't have that one, but he does get elbows. But I don't know if anything else is any better. But also this version here doesn't really have the hollow upper arms. It does down here, but that's because the hands transform. But this is a really skinny piece where they did thicken that up on the Studio Series. Also, this one does have those joints here more so in the butterfly. But we do get excessive hollowness in the thighs And whereas this version of Scrapper, we do not get the hollow bits. We just have that there where it pegs onto the mushroom peg. Otherwise, his legs are solid, except for the back side here for the feet. And I'm not sure. See, he's the same way. Yeah, he's pretty much the same way. Like I said, he's transformed almost the same way. He's got a few extra steps, and the head tucks into the torso, whereas this one just pushes down on the inside. And bringing in the undersized KO of Scrapper, the Combiner Wars Scrapper. This is the Combiner Wars scaled down, and it is a lot smaller than the Studio Series version here. More small deluxe, where he is a normal deluxe size. You know, he is a Voyager class figure. I'm guessing, I don't know, I guess it's the thickness of the figure. I have no idea the weight. Maybe he had to jump up for the extra articulation inside of the figure for the tilting. I don't know. Next, the Studio Series Galvatron. And we'll bring in the cel-shaded anniversary Megatron, Siege Megatron. As you can see the scaling there. And we'll bring in another combiner. We'll bring in the Aerobot Air Raid. He was a normal deluxe. See, Scrapper is slightly beefier. Not slight, he's actually a lot beefier than Air Raid and slightly taller. Alright, so my final thoughts on this figure. I am pleasantly surprised and pleased by this Scrapper. The pictures didn't do it justice because it really just highlights the hollow arms. But in person, in hand, it is a lot better, and it does feel more quality and more solid than what you would judge by looking at the pictures. Now, I'm not saying the hollowness isn't there. I'm sure some gap fillers and stuff will be made or somehow, but it's not going to really stick in very well here, so I don't think they can do much about that. But they can try to do something about this lower half, as long as it doesn't interfere with the tabbing in. Now, I just can't wait to get a hold of Bone Crusher and the other Constructicons. So, thanks for watching this review. Until the next one, peace out.